Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Teresa. This is Lost My Thread. Today I'm going to be looking back over my previous Clash of the Pattern series to see which of these garments actually stood the test of time in my wardrobe. You've seen who won the battle, let's see who won the war. Right now I am in the middle of a Clash of the Pattern series where I'm looking at different knit wrap dresses and picking out my favorite. If you're not familiar with the series, what I do for this is I pick out 2 or 3 patterns for the same style of garment, I put them up against each other in different rounds, and I pick my favorite. Don't worry, I won't be giving any spoilers for the knit wrap dresses. You'll be getting the final reveal next week. But it seemed like a good opportunity to do a little bit of a retrospective of my previous Clash of the Patterns videos. I do still stand by the winners of those challenges when I made those videos, but I feel like that's always going to be very different than looking back, which ones have actually stood the test of time. So which of these patterns am I actually reaching for again and again? Which suit my lifestyle, my personal style? Which have I made multiple versions of? Which of those do I now feel like is the true winner of those Clash of the Patterns? I have 5 previous challenges to talk through, and I feel like it makes the most sense just to work through them chronologically. So I'm going to start at my first Clash of the Pattern series, which was Battle of the Busty button-ups. This was looking at different button-up shirts that had different bust cup sizes. I have previously had a lot of difficulty finding button-up shirts that fit both my high and my full bust, certainly in ready-to-wear, but also in sewing patterns. So I wanted to choose specifically patterns that accommodated a fuller bust. It's been a couple of years since I made this video, so there are more button-up shirts with different bust cup sizes now that I may have picked instead of these, but from what I had at the time, I picked the Birdie button-up by Pattern Scout, the Mila shirt by Itch to Stitch, and the Harrison shirt by Cashmerette. I decided to make these all in cotton poplin so they could be fairly similar as far as the comparison. The winner for that one at the time was the Harrison shirt by Cashmerette, and that was because it definitely had the best fit, it had the most professional finish. I feel like it generally did look really good on me. However, over time, that is actually the least worn of those 3 shirts in my wardrobe, and there are reasons for that. So for one, because it is so fitted, I don't feel like I can really wear it open as a layer. Because of the princess seams and the shaping, it needs to be a closed button-up shirt or there's not much point, it just looks a bit strange. The sleeves have quite a long cuff and are relatively tighter compared to the other shirts. Again, it gives that super fitted look really professional, but it's not very practical in my life. So one of the reasons I wanted to make these shirts was to have something to wear for work that looked quite professional. I'm a midwife, I'm a health professional, but I actually, if I'm having direct patient care, which is most of my job, I need to be able to roll my sleeves up or have sleeves up past my elbows. This one being a tighter sleeve and a longer cuff is just a bit more uncomfortable if I roll it up past my elbow, so it's just kind of put me off wearing it. The Mila shirt by Itch to Stitch was the one that I definitely wore the most the winter after I made all of these 3 shirts. That one had a lot going for it. So the biggest factor I will say is the fact that this one was designed to be able to be rolled up. If you roll the sleeves up, there's actually sleeve tabs so that you can button them in place and they're going to stay up. They're also a looser sleeve, so it was really comfortable and easy to roll those up. So it was definitely a big factor. The other thing is because this one is more of a relaxed, looser fit, it was really easy to just throw on with some skinny jeans underneath, feel fairly professional, but also super comfortable. The fact that it was looser just meant that if I was feeling a bit more bloated or just a bit more uncomfortable on certain days of the month, this was actually a super comfortable one to wear. I loved the shape and the style of the Birdie button-up, but unfortunately I shortened this one a little bit too much. Being shorter than the pattern is designed for, I took too much off this shirt, and it is just a little bit too short to wear with a lot of my previous skirts and trousers. I tended to go with more of a mid to a lower rise trouser and skirt. But over the last year, I've been gravitating a lot more towards high-rise skirts and shorts and trousers, and as a result, this shirt has gotten way more wear in this past year in my wardrobe. It's definitely the most worn out of the 3 easily in the past year. Looking at overall which of them I would pick now to make again tomorrow, it's going to be the Birdie button-up blouse. I love the style of that one. It has so much going for it. It's also super versatile. This is the one that I also really want to make like a flannel shirt or like a chambray shirt out of because it's that little bit more of a loose fit, but it's not as baggy as the Mila shirt. I feel like it's just right in the middle there, and it is my current favorite in my wardrobe. The second clash of the patterns I did were the Dueling Dungarees, where I was looking at two different dungarees or overalls patterns and comparing them. I looked at the Waves and Wild Heyday Dungarees and the Closet Core Patterns Jenny overalls. At the time, the winner was the Jenny overalls. That one, again, I will say is the most professional, the most sleek, definitely really good fit. I feel like those are just super cool. I really do love how those turned out. I made the Jenny overalls in a needle cord fabric, and the Heyday Dungarees I made in a linen, enzyme washed linen fabric. Both of them I really do like, and both of them do get wear in my wardrobe. I have made multiple versions of both, so clearly both are still winners in my wardrobe. The Heyday Dungarees, I've also made a pair in a cotton linen, a navy cotton linen, and that is, I think, out of all of these, my most worn make. Now, I will say the navy is definitely a really good color for me. It's a really great staple. The style and shape of these being really kind of oversized and loose just means that they're super easy to throw on over anything and feel put together, feel cute. I like them with more fitted tops, but also more relaxed tops. So they're just super versatile. I do really love the initial ones that I made in more of a lilac color, but the navy ones are just a little bit thicker and warmer, so they can go more into the autumn, but also the color is just a little bit easier to pair with multiple things in my wardrobe. The Jenny overalls, as they are super cute. I really do love how they look. But the main downside of those is because they are more fitted at the waist, it's not as easy to tuck things into the waist. So it's totally fine if I have a more fitted top, but if I have something that's a bit more loose, a bit more bulky, it's just very uncomfortable when I try and tuck it into that waistband. I think in future I would really try and stick with either stretch, or I would just maybe size up a size, particularly at the waist. Like I said, I still really like these, but they're just not as wearable as they are. I have made more versions of these as well. So I have made a shorts version in a stretch denim fabric that I feel like is exactly what I was missing. The fact that the stretch is there means that it is just easy to tuck things into it. It's not quite as tight, and it's just generally a bit more comfortable and more wearable. I've also made the shorts from this pattern. So this pattern comes with overalls, shorts, and trousers. The shorts were a big staple in my summer wardrobe. I really did get a lot of wear out of these. Because they have the side zip and a flat front, I just feel like they have a really sleek look. So those are one of my most worn pairs of shorts. But again, it's a blue, really good versatile color for me. If I look at all of these, which one is my winner right now? I have a hard time picking, honestly. Because of the versatility of the Jenny overalls, they really have that little step up as far as the just general look of them. I feel like they probably are slightly tipped over into the winning category for me, even though I wear my navy Heyday Dungarees the most. I don't know, guys, like it's tough to pick a winner out of these two. I feel like the Heyday Dungarees, they are definitely a big staple in my wardrobe, so I feel like it's not fair to not give it to that one. But I've made 3 different versions of the Jenny overalls that all look different and are all super cool and I really love as well. All right, I'm giving it to the Heyday Dungarees, very reluctantly. Closet Core Patterns have also just released the Jenny overalls in their extended size range. So if you couldn't make them before and you like the look of these overalls, you can make them now, which is really cool. And I think they look really good in the larger sizes as well. After that, I had the Troublesome t-shirt Tussle, where I was looking at t-shirts that had different bust cup sizes, so similar to the first one, but this time knit version. I looked at the Gable Top by Jennifer Lauren Handmade, the Classic Tee by Love Notions, and the Concord Tee by Cashmerette. The one that was in bottom place was easily the Classic Tee by Love Notions. That one I'm never revisiting. That's the end of that pattern for me. It was really ill-fitted. It really didn't come together well. Was not happy with that one. And I actually managed to cut that t-shirt up to make a Concord tee out of, which says a lot about how oversized and ill-fitted it was for me. The Gable Top by Jennifer Lauren Handmade, I've now made a second version of. I wear that one an absolute ton. I really love the style of it with the boat neck. I really love the fit of it, especially now that I've cropped it a little bit. In general, it's a fantastic top, definitely a big winner for me. But it really cannot go over and above my love for the Concord Tee by Cashmerette. That t-shirt is just such a staple in my wardrobe. I have lost count of how many versions I have made of that top. I've made dress versions, I've made tank tops, I've made turtlenecks. This is a turtleneck Concord tee that I've made. It is just an absolute go-to, absolute staple in my wardrobe. Love the Concord Tee by Cashmerette. Was the winner then, still is the winner now. Absolutely my favorite t-shirt. The next series I did was the Sweatpants Showdown, where I was looking at the Stella joggers from the Tilly and the Button stretch book and comparing those with the Hudson pants by True Bias. I had made the Stella joggers plenty of times before. It was my go-to really for sweatpants, comfortable at-home trousers, but I had had a lot of hype for the Hudson pants and I wanted to see how the two compared. At the time, the winner for me was the Stella joggers because that one just does fit me better. It's really comfortable, it was really easy to put together, but there were some elements of the Hudson pants that I really liked. The Hudson pants are generally a bit more loose and roomy. There's a little bit more of a gathering at the cuff at the bottom of these. There are some lines of top stitching going around the elastic at the top to make sure everything stays in place. But the fit of that one was just really odd, particularly around the front of the crotch. It's really baggy. I made additional shorts out of that pattern as well, trying to just narrow in that front crotch curve, and it still didn't fit quite right. I just feel like there's something a bit strange, just doesn't suit my body shape, I think. The Stella joggers I did pick as the winner, but in all honesty, my favorite is a mashup, and that is what I have made since then. The Stella joggers is my base. That is the shape, that is the fit that I want. But in future versions, I've actually widened the leg a bit, so it's more like the Hudson pants, and I've added the top stitching around the waistband, again, to make it more like the Hudson pants. So kind of a bit of both. Stella joggers, like I said, they are my base and they are my go-to, but I love the style of the Hudson pants, so mashup is just perfection for me. And finally, the most recent one I did was the Topmost trouser tournament, where I was looking at fitted trousers and picking my favorites. I looked at the Sew Over It Ultimate trousers, the Style Arc Claudia pants, and the Closet Core Sasha trousers. Now, this is another one where the bottom one, the one that lost, definitely lost. The Claudia pants by Style Arc, they are gone, they will not be remembered, they will not be missed. I made one pair, didn't love them. They were donated. The other two, though, I will say are pretty close, so it's tricky to pick a favorite. I actually made two versions of the other two as part of the series, so I made a stretch denim version and a stretch needle cord version of the other two. I no longer have the Sew Over Ultimate trousers that I made in stretch denim. I think they just didn't have quite enough stretch for them to be comfortable for me, and there was a facing that went inside the waist that was with woven interfacing that I just found really uncomfortable when I was sitting down. I will say though, that pattern is not designed to be made with stretch wovens, it's designed to be made with wovens, and so for me that is definitely a negative. It's not impressive that I don't find those very comfortable. But I will say my stretch needle cord version of those trousers are one of my most worn pairs of trousers. I love them so, so much. So I used a stretch interfacing for the facing piece on this one. And that for me is what tipped it over the edge. I think this needle cord also had just a bit more stretch in it, a bit more give in it. I really do love those trousers a lot, and they are one of the top ones year on year in my wardrobe. The Sasha trousers, both of those versions I will say get some wear, but not as much as the Ultimate trousers individually. But if I'm going to put them together, those trousers joined the Sasha trousers that I have do get more wear than my Ultimate trousers. So both the denim version, the stretch denim version, I really do like these. These are really cool. They're like jeans, but not quite jeans. I think the denim definitely gives them more of a jeany feel than if they were not in that color of denim. But I really do like them, and I feel like they are professional enough still to wear to work. I think they're a really great shape. The fit on them is fantastic. I feel like those ones on the whole fit as expected, and they are really comfortable. The needle cord version, I will say, are a little bit looser, and I think that is just because the fabric itself has a bit more stretch to it, but also because I was trying to make them as comfortable as possible, as usable as possible. I decided to use jersey fabric on the pockets, and I feel like they just pull out a little bit too much and don't have then quite the same fit. I still wear them alone. They are actually more comfortable, so if I'm feeling genuinely like I want to wear what feels like inside pants outside, so like comfortable soft trousers but look like I'm a little more dressed up, those are probably the ones I'm gonna go for. But I do feel like the fit isn't as good, and that's just my own fault for trying to be a little bit too kind to myself and give myself a bit too much stretch in those trousers. So picking a favorite today, even though I wear those ultimate trousers an absolute ton and I love that specific pair of ultimate trousers, I did have to adapt that pattern quite a bit to make it comfortable for me and to fit my body well. Whereas the Sasha trousers, I feel like they are what they say they're going to be. They fit great, they feel great, and if I was going to make another pair of trousers, fitted trousers today, I would definitely pick the Sasha trousers out of those two. When I make my Clash of the Patterns videos, I'm always trying my best to get a little bit of distance and try to imagine how these garments are going to work for me. But there's really no way you can just fast forward through time to be able to know which you're actually going to wear and reach for the most. I hope it was fun to hear which of these patterns really did stand the test of time in my wardrobe. Let me know if there were any surprises for you there. I wasn't too surprised because I know which ones I do tend to love, but they're not necessarily the ones I love the most at the time. Please do give me a like if you enjoyed today's video. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel if you want to see other Clash of the Patterns videos or any other videos by me, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!